Desperate times can bring out the best, and in this case, the worst of humanity. During this corona lockdown, a group of thieves in New Zealand thought it would be smart to break into a lot of rental cars and steal not 1, not 2, not 20, but 97 cars. Here's what we know so far. According to the BBC, a group of thieves cut through a fence of a Jucy Rentals parking lot in Auckland, New Zealand. They lifted the gate and began taking cars, stealing 97 vehicles in total. Jucy Rentals chief executive Tim Alp told the New Zealand Herald he believed the heist occurred on April 25th. The New Zealand Herald reports the thieves stole unbranded Holden Captivas, Mazda 3s, and Suzuki Swifts, along with some green and purple branded camper vans. Lockdown regulations have kept New Zealand streets mostly empty. However, police were still patrolling when they began chasing a car that they believed looked suspicious. The BBC reports that 85 of the 97 stolen cars have been found and returned to Jucy, and 29 individuals believed to be linked with the heist have been arrested. A COVID-19 heist may sound smart, what with the businesses left mostly unsupervised, but don't you think the police would certainly notice suspicious activity if you're literally the only human driving a vehicle you just stole on a completely empty street? And you know what really sucks? Jucy is doing its part in helping the community during these uncertain times. The BBC reports that Jucy was allowing people in need to self-isolate in their campers. And on top of that, they've also pitched in by letting some of their cars be used for food delivery. Alp told the New Zealand Herald, "We're a big operation, but it's just devastating right now when tourism's just been decimated," adding, "To have to go through this as well is just horrific." Oh, humans, why can't we just be decent? Speaking of COVIDiots, did you know that 5G causes corona?
What we're seeing with these cases in Wuhan, we've all seen it on social media, is these people suddenly just fall over and they have a dry cough. I have never seen a patient be walking along, doing their own thing, and suddenly fall over because they've got pneumonia. It just doesn't happen. However, it does happen with 5G. And going back to 5G, I just want to say what this does. There hasn't been significant safety studies. This has been admitted in Congress in America on 5G. But what 5G actually does, it absorbs oxygen, and that's really important to know. So on your oxygen molecules, the little electrons with 5G, they start to like oscillate. So this 5G is absorbing the oxygen, and then your hemoglobin can't take up the oxygen. So how long do you think it's going to take the human body to fall over because it suddenly cannot take up oxygen into the cells? Every cell in the body needs oxygen. It's not going to take very long. It's probably not even going to take a minute. No. It's going to take seconds. So remember what I said at the beginning of this. 5G was rolled out in Wuhan in the autumn of 2019.
It was the test area, wasn't it?
It was the test area. Yeah. And this is not in mainstream media.
Conspiracy theories linking the rollout of 5G towers to the spread of the coronavirus has instigated the attack and arson on multiple cell towers last week in the UK. EE, O2, Free and Vodafone, the top 4 major UK mobile operators, issued a joint statement asking for help to stop people burning 5G towers. The online conspiracy theories that link the spread of the coronavirus with 5G have gathered momentum on both Facebook and Nextdoor, despite the fact there's no scientific evidence to suggest a link. In their joint statement, the top 4 operators said, "Sadly, we have experienced cases of vandals setting fire to mobile masts, disrupting critical infrastructure and spreading false information suggesting a connection between 5G and the COVID-19 pandemic. There is no scientific evidence of any link between 5G and coronavirus." Fact. They add, "Not only are these claims baseless, they are harmful for the people and businesses that rely on the continuity of our services. They have also led to the abuse of our engineers and, in some cases, prevented essential network maintenance taking place."
Take 5G ones.
But you're not supposed to be within 2 meters of each other, and you're supposed to be essential. Is this essential work?
I think so. I don't know. He just sent me to do the job. I just can't.
So I don't understand. It's not essential, and you don't work for the NHS. So why are you doing it? Does it not negate the government's guidelines?
Yeah, if you want to make a complaint.
Who do I complain to? Who's your boss?
I have a number for a courtesy board where is the white van and the red barriers. If you want to call.
But do you know what you're doing there? You're laying 5G.
Yeah.
You realise that, don't you? Yeah?
Yeah.
So you know that kills people. You know when they turn this on, it's going to kill everyone, and that's why they're building the hospitals.
Yeah, but
how do you feel? Do you have children?
No, I'm young.
Do you have parents?
Just my mum.
Well, how do you feel that when they turn that switch on, bye mama? Are you content to continue doing that job? Are they paying you well enough to kill her? You've just admitted that you're laying 5G, so that's basically why we're all inside, why you've got free reign of London. No?
Everybody is on 5G.
Well, everyone will be dead, so who's going to be playing on the internet and who's going to be on their PlayStations? We'll all be in hospital with on breathing apparatus. Why do you think they're building 25,000 sort of concentration camps of death in the London Excel right now? It's because of this wire here. I'm not having to go at you guys, I'm just saying, like, honestly, that's exactly what you're doing. It's dangerous. I just wish that, you know, I'm happy that you've told me what you're doing, but ultimately I'm just so, yeah, it's a disgrace. Not for you guys, but that wire is, it's not for everyone. It's not going to be for everyone.
Speaking to The Verge, Vodafone confirmed that 4 cell towers were targeted in a 24-hour period on Friday the 3rd, and EE said that one tower in Birmingham didn't even provide 5G services but was set on fire regardless. YouTube has now said that it will suppress content promoting false 5G coronavirus conspiracy theories in a bid to stop the spread of disinformation. The severity of the situation is as such. As the country battles with the ongoing pandemic, attacks on critical national infrastructure threaten the ability to communicate effectively. Therefore, such unfounded theories should be ignored.
While some are failing to protect themselves against COVID, some are pretending to have it in the name of creating a social experiment. But as it turns out, claiming to have a disease during a global pandemic is no laughing matter.
An East Texas man was arrested after he claimed he had tested positive for COVID-19 on social media. 23-year-old Michael Lane Brandon knew his Facebook post would cause a stir, but what he didn't realize was that he'd be arrested, lose his job, and face a trial that could see him behind bars. Faced with the coronavirus dominating headlines, Brandon decided to, in his own words, do a social experiment. On March 13th, he posted that he'd tested positive for coronavirus, and then he added that doctors had told him that the virus was now airborne, but he made it all up. To justify his actions, he said the point was to demonstrate that you can't always believe everything you read online. On Facebook, he was met with sympathy and shock, saying, "I had quite a few reactions. A lot of friends messaged me to ask if I was okay, so I told them that it was fake." But whilst he explained away his fake post to worried friends, what he didn't realise was that what was happening offline became far more serious, as his fake news spread like wildfire across Tyler County in Texas, where he lived. This was days before any lockdown had been brought in, but anxious people began to call the local hospital and ask if the news was true. How could they now protect themselves from an airborne invisible killer? So, the police got involved, told him to amend his post, and Brandon did. Unfortunately, it was all too little too late, as the next post to appear on Facebook was from the Tyler County Sheriff's Office, who said that Brandon was now facing the criminal allegation of false alarm. Faced with the inevitable, he turned himself in. After a night in the cells, he was released on condition of paying a $1,000 bail bond and is now waiting for his trial to start. But staying true to his justification, he said, "I have a Bachelor of Science degree in mass communications. I did it to prove how easy it is for anyone to post something online and cause panic. I wanted to prove that it is important for people to be educated and do their own research before assuming everything they read or hear is true. But because of a Facebook post, I lost my job, my health benefits. I couldn't start my master's program on time due to not having the money. It has put a financial burden on my entire family because they are trying to help me pay my bills."
For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the Tomo News family. Thanks for watching.